9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Man, I am back, man. Thank God I'm back, man. It's your boy, Mike D, a.k.a. DDE80, a.k.a. 13th Wonder of the World, a.k.a. MDZ. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Happy holidays to y'all. Happy late Thanksgiving and a great Merry Christmas to y'all coming up. Man, I am so glad, thank God, that I'm back on the Point of View Sports with you guys. I miss you guys so much, man. There's been a lot going on with me, man. But I know I said this, but I'm going to say it again. Thank y'all for just allowing me to talk to y'all over the airwaves. But also thank y'all for those of you that do listen to the Point of View, man. I am grateful through the grace of God to be back, man, to share with y'all some sports talk, man. Again, shout out to Bobby Reezy, the Point Place family, man. The whole Point Place family. M. Breezy, Naya, my sister, I love all y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Point of View on this Wednesday, December the 11th, 2024, man, at 1:11 p.m., man. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. God is good, man. I ain't out the mix yet, but God is good, man. You know, man, I'm not going to talk about the situation, but I'm going to just say this here. God is good, man. God is good, bro. Sisters, brothers, children of all ages, ladies and gentlemen, God is good. And let's keep that focus right there, man. It is what it is, man. Man, I'm a just freestyle some of this stuff, man, because I don't have no topics on the hand. I just want to share with y'all. But I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I have been seeing. And I just want to elaborate on it because tomorrow on Thursday, I will talk about the AEW Dynamite results from the night, which when they come on later on tonight on TBS. Also going to talk about the NBA Cup tournament. It's winding down. The knockout rounds are in. Right now, we know that the Bucks and the Thunder are going to be going to the semifinals. I think they're going to go to the finals, like the Final Four or something like that. We know tonight the Hawks and the Knicks play, and we know that it's going to be the Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to get into that a little bit as well. But let me just talk about football for a minute. I want to talk about the NFL as well as college football. I know a couple of bowl games that are going to happen. I know that Baylor and LSU are going to play in the Texas Bowl. I know that it's going to be Marshall going up against Army in Shreveport at the Independence Bowl. And I know that Alabama and Michigan are going to play again. And I think they're going to play. I think last year they played for the championship. And I think they're going to match up again in a bowl, in a regular bowl game. Now, Alabama did not make the college football playoffs. Now, I might be wrong, but me, and shout out to my cousin D.E., we were watching the selection show on Sunday before the NFL came on. And I'm going to get into the NFL in a minute about what I'm seeing from afar off, but what I've been noticing, and I haven't really been talking to you guys about it. I think Nick Saban was upset that Alabama did not get a college playoff bid. I think he was upset about that. They did lose 3 games. Those 2 teams were out. Miami as well as Alabama were out. If he would have been still coaching Alabama, they probably would have let them got in. But because he was not coaching, they didn't let them in. And I think he was frustrated about it because you could tell by the way he was talking, he was trying to keep it professional, but on the inside, to me, it seems like he was pissed. So if he was pissed, and excuse my French for cursing, but if he was pissed about that, then they lost to Oklahoma by a field goal. Oklahoma was a team that was not even possibly ranked. And you're mad about that? Come on, man. Come on, Saban. You can't have everything, man. You cannot have everything, bruh. You just can't. So you ended up, your team lost out. You know, you guys lost out, and that's just that is that. So they lost that. Not only that, my former coach of the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, is going to be coaching the North Carolina Tar Heels in college football. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen with this, folks. And this is me being as legitimately honest as I can be about this. North Carolina is finna start getting the Deion Sanders treatment. The hypeness, the glamour, the glitz, the glamour, the notoriety because of Bill Belichick. Because people want to see how Bill Belichick is going to do coaching a college football team. And my friend, she doesn't agree with me when I say that Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He's there with Lombardi. He's there with Jimmy Johnson. He's there with Andy Reid. You know, all these great coaches that have won Super Bowls and things like Pete Carroll. He's there with these guys as one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. Let's see what he does in the college. And I don't care what anybody says. My television is going to be on North Carolina when they play. I want to see just how good Bill Belichick does in college football. That's what I heard. That he's supposed to be coaching the North Carolina Tar Heels in college football. Can Belichick do it again? Can Belichick do what he did in the NFL? Can he do it in college? We'll see. Also, the Michigan State Spartans, because they went 5-7, they did not get a bid in a bowl game. The second year in a row that my team is not going to be in the bowl game. No bowl game at all. It's ridiculous. The Spartans are doing bad. The Patriots are gonna lose again this season. It's crazy, man. I remember at one time where my teams were always in the midst for a championship. It didn't matter if it was the Patriots. It didn't matter if it was LeBron and the Heat, the Lakers, the Cavs. It didn't matter if it was the Spartans in college basketball. Besides the Lakers and the Braves that always have a shot at a playoff, the Patriots have not won in 4 years. Ever since Tom Brady left, they have not been, they've had one playoffs berth since Tom Brady has left the Patriots. And that was when Mac Jones, in his second year, got the Patriots to a wild card they lost. Cam Newton was there. He broke even. Last year, same thing. This year, it ain't going to happen. But look at the combination. Look at what it is. Drake May, who came from North Carolina, is playing for Bill Belichick's old team. And now Bill Belichick is coaching Drake May's old college team. Ain't that something? That's a full circle, ain't it? Yeah, that's kind of interesting there to see that happen. Let me go into the NFL for a minute. Derek Carr has once again, the Saints season was already tanked. They were already in the can. Derek Carr out for the season from what I've heard. Spencer Rattler's going to be back out there. What else can they do? The Saints are going to have another wasted season. And I know everybody around here that loves New Orleans don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. The Saints, at the beginning of the season, the Saints were poised to make a strong playoff push. How the way they destroyed Carolina and went into Jerry World and destroyed Dak Prescott and the New Orleans Saints. And ever since then, they've been on the down. They beat the Giants this week. Don't get me wrong, that was a great win by them. They were able to win the game, but they played against a team that don't even have a quarterback. And I'll get into that in a minute about the New York circus between the Jets and the Giants. So the Saints now have to play against Jalen Daniels. They're going to have to stay on their cues because Jalen Daniels knows that building in New Orleans because of when they played. He's from around. He played in LSU. He played for Louisiana, so he's familiar with the Superdome. The deal is, in order for the Saints are playing just to be spoilers now. They're not playing for not Super Bowl, especially not Super Bowl, but they're not playing for a playoff. They're playing to be a spoiler. Because Washington is one of those teams that can have a wild card. Because it's going to come down to Philly and Washington in that division. Because Dallas is eliminated from playoff contention in my book. And of course the Giants have been canceled. So the Saints ain't got nothing to lose. The Saints are probably going to go out there and play hard against Jalen Daniels and Austin Eckler and the Washington Commanders. I can't say the Redskins because that's not their team anymore, but I'm used to saying the Redskins. So it's going to be interesting to see just what happens in this deal. This deal is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with the Saints and what happens with these boys as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. When I come back, I will be talking about the Giants and the Jets and their quarterback fiascos. Stay tuned.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, I'm back. I took a commercial break for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to plug something right quick. The point of view and all of the Point Place things that we're going to do for the Point in 2025 is going to be big. I found out a couple of days ago from my producer that we are going to start doing semi-casts. We're going to do a lot more semi-casts where we talk about sports, talk about the situation, talk about, how the NBA's roping out, how the NFL's going to fare out with these next couple of games, playoffs, as well as some things about the college football playoffs as they getting kicked off for it right now. Army and Navy plays this week, I think. I think they have a game coming on this week as well. This weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But, we're in 2025, Point Place is going to be doing a lot of things, man. From music-wise to sports-wise to media-wise. We're going to be doing a lot to try to get this thing built up to where we can actually start being comfortable when we do these type of things, man. Because there's no hate here on no side of the pillar, folks. We all love each other. We all support each other. Yeah, we may disagree about certain things, but we may bump heads a little bit, but we got nothing but love for each other. We're family. And it's not because of us just being friends. It's because we're real family, because my man has scratched my back before and I've scratched his back. I've always tried to, be that beacon of light for him, try to, help him, motivate him into doing things. And that's what we're here for. I'm not here to try to knock nobody down. Nobody gets knocked down in our family. Nobody. If you can get it, get it. If you need help trying to get it, then ask for help. And that goes for anybody. But don't take people kindness for weakness. Don't do that. But always try to help somebody. Even if it's a little small gesture, maybe a kind word, help somebody. Just say something nice to somebody sometimes. But I'm back. Oh man, let's talk about the Jets and the Giants. I haven't been talking about a lot of things for the last couple of weeks, but I'm here to talk about it now. And let me talk about Aaron Rodgers, and let me talk about the New York Giants. Davante Adams got traded to the Jets when he should have went to the Saints. But now you look at the situation and you say he should have stayed where he was. Because if he would have went to the Saints, now Derek Carr is hurt. Derek Carr wasn't going to be able to throw him the ball because he's hurt. Let's talk about with Aaron Rodgers. Man, they played almost a great game against the Dolphins, but the Dolphins was just better. Hill was better. Waddle, those boys, better. They were better than what they had. And that's just the way that it is. And he's already telling people he's not coming back to New York. So let's think about this for a second. Let's think about this for a second. Aaron Rodgers has decided that he's not going to play with them anymore. So, with that being said, let me break something down to everybody. Daniel Jones is no longer the quarterback in the Giant land. So, he's backing up Sam Darnold in Minnesota. From what we've heard, Sam Darnold is probably not going to be in Minnesota next year. Despite how good they are this year, because he's made Jefferson and Addison, he's made those boys look phenomenal this year. Sam Darnold has played great. They slept on Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold proved to everybody, hey, I deserve to be a quarterback in the NFL. The Vikings are, if the Lions were not so good, the Vikings would be the winners of their division, and they would host a playoff game. But they're probably going to be one of the highest wild card teams in the game. Because I don't think the Lions are going to lose. The Lions may lose one more game, but the Vikings are probably going to be in the wild card. So, with that being said, let me say this here. Suppose Sam Darnold becomes the quarterback for the New York Giants. That could happen. That could possibly happen. You think that Aaron Rodgers could possibly go to the Giants? If he wants out of New York, what makes him think he's going to stay with the Giants? Go to the Giants? He could. Could go to the organization. He could just switch teams. I think that he might be considering retiring. That's what I think. I think he's considering retiring. They fired the coach because of him. They fired their offensive coordinator, I think, because of him. And they got Davante Adams there because of him. And they are at the bottom of the totem pole in the division, just like the New England Patriots. So what does that tell you about the situation with Aaron Rodgers? It's over. He was a great quarterback. He won a Super Bowl. He was able to get a Super Bowl. I said this a long time ago. Aaron Rodgers could have been better than Brett Favre if he would have won another Super Bowl. But no, he only got one. Aaron Rodgers left Green Bay because Jordan Love was what they wanted in Green Bay. And he is playing phenomenal. He still makes mistakes, but this guy is absolutely phenomenal out there. When Jordan Love is playing a mistake-free game, you cannot beat him. There's nobody that's able to stop him. And I'm telling you this because a lot of people don't understand. Sorry about the delay, folks, but I'm back. The thing about it is that people don't understand the greatness of what Aaron Rodgers was. They always tried to say that he was better than Tom Brady. He had a longer arm than Tom Brady at times, but he did not have the game savvy like Tom Brady, man. Because if he did, he would have won more Super Bowls. He only got there once and won once. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game. He's out of there. It's over with for him. It's time for him to ride in the wind. Who I think could possibly be in the Super Bowl in the AFC is going to be tough because Kansas City is still winning. Even though they're winning by the skin of their teeth, they're still winning. Kansas City is the champions. Until you dethrone them, they're still there. Buffalo, until Josh Allen can get to win an AFC championship game, then Kansas City is still a team. Lamar Jackson the same way with Baltimore. The Eagles went in there and destroyed them. The Eagles destroyed them. Saquon Barkley was better than Derrick Henry that week. But I'm going to tell you something. And ladies and gentlemen, there are games this week that are going to be very, very impactful. One is two games. The Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a game that is going to be, folks. You're going to see Russell Wilson versus Jalen Hurts. You're going to see Najee Harris against Saquon Barkley. You're going to see some of the best defense out there in that game. That's one game. That is one game right there that's going to be very, very important. But think about the 3 o'clock game that comes on. The Buffalo Bills versus the Detroit Lions. Let me say this here. If you think for 1 second that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, even though I don't like them because they're in my division, is not going to give the Detroit Lions a run for their money, you can forget that. That game is somebody's going to win that game by the skin of their teeth. I'm telling you, Buffalo, they can beat Detroit. But the problem is going to be for the defense of Buffalo. Let me say this, and I'm gonna switch to the NBA. Listen to what I'm finna tell you, folks. the Buffalo Bills defense is going to have a problem because the weapons that they have on offense is hard to stop. You got to deal with Montgomery. You got to deal with Gibbs. You got to deal with DePorter. You got to deal with St. Brown. You got to deal with all those offensive weapons that are on the Detroit Lions. And I'm not saying that Buffalo don't have no offense, because Cook and them, there's some Curtis Samuel, Kincaid and all those boys for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they're high power too. But if Buffalo wants to make a statement, they need to win this game against Detroit, a hot scoring Detroit. Got to do it. Got to get it done. That's the way you're going to win. You got to get it done. I think the Lions are going to win, but I think they're going to win probably by 3 points. Whoever has the ball last, if the game is close, whoever has the ball last is going to be the team to win the game. It'll be interesting to see that. Very interesting. Very interesting to see that there. And that's just me talking about a few football games as well. Sorry, again, folks, sorry for the delay. I'm going to come back in a minute and talk about the NBA Cup and might dibble and dabble a little bit in wrestling. Be right back.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Sorry about the commercial break just for a minute. It was a delay. I had to make sure that was fixed. Had to take care of a little business for a minute. Back with a point of view. Different style of the way I'm doing the point of view right now. Let's talk about the NBA Cup for a minute. And a few notes I'm hearing about in the NBA as well. Last night, the Milwaukee Bucks, who were dead in the water early in the season, they have been winning games. Actually, I think they're like 13-9. They beat a very competitive Orlando Magic team without Banchero, one of the Wagner boys, and Pablo, and their young team, Giannis and Dame played absolutely great. Dame dishing the ball, Giannis doing what he does. The only problem I have with Giannis is his free throw shooting. That's the only problem I have with him. He's a poor free throw shooter. He needs to get in the gym and try to get that thing back up to at least 70% from the free throw line, because they're going to foul you every time. They know if they foul you, there's a possibility you're going to miss free throws. So they're doing you like they're doing Shaq. You're going to probably see the hacker Giannis mode start kicking in the playoffs or before then, because they're going to start doing that when they know that he's a bad free throw shooter. So he's got to clean that up a little bit. The Milwaukee Bucks are starting to make a little stride, playing like they, want to compete for an NBA championship in the playoff as well. They beat a great Orlando team. Orlando has been knocked out of the cup, and they're gonna focus now on trying to get their guys back healthy, so they can make a playoff push. That's going to be interesting to see what happens with them as well. But they did good in the tournament. They got farther enough. They just couldn't stop Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. And the second game was the Dallas Mavericks against the OKC Thunder. Man, let me tell y'all something. OKC could win the cup. If they are as good as they're playing in this cup in the regular season, they could possibly go to the NBA Finals. No doubt about it. OKC is something serious, folks. And you're going to see what they do in this cup. Man, OKC has there's no way in the world that Sam Presti does not get a championship out of SGA within the next 2-3 years. It's impossible, because the way that they play like champions. Sometimes they play goofball basketball, they do, because they're silly and young. But man, there's some teams, some guys, this team has it. Let me say that. Has it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They have it. They have it to be one of the best teams in the NBA. And I'm telling you right now, I think that they could possibly win this cup. Dallas got eliminated. Kyrie, Luka, Clay, they're not really worrying about the cup. They're trying to compete for the real thing. That's the NBA championship. You got Kyrie on a team that's won a championship. Clay's won 4. Luka Doncic has never been to an NBA Finals. He's been to the Western Conference Finals. I'm lying. He went to the Finals last year. He just didn't win. He hasn't won a championship yet. This will be interesting if Dallas can get there. But they're out of the cup. So tonight is going to be Atlanta and New York. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is a toss-up. I think the Knicks will win because there's nobody that can stop Karl Anthony Towns. Bronson has been playing well. Bridges is starting to get himself together. Anobi's been playing great. Josh Hart is doing what Josh Hart does, rebound and shoot wherever they need him. McBride coming off the bench playing great. Mitchell Robinson has not played yet, but when he does, he's going to be a huge factor to them as well. The Knicks have a squad that can get to the NBA Finals. The question is, can they beat Boston when it counts? And I'm with my boy Chuck on this. They're the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Until you dethrone the Boston Celtics, no. So that's just my thoughts on that. But it's going to be interesting to see that game tonight. The Knicks may win that game tonight. I think they will. I don't think as good as Trey is. I know he hates being in New York. He's the villain in New York. He's took on the Reggie Miller role of being the most hated player that comes to New York. And so with that being said, I think the Knicks will win tonight. Also, the second game is going to be interesting. Houston against Golden State. Steph Curry has a chance to win a NBA Cup. They've been a real shock to everybody because they thought they were going to be on the down, but Golden State has played great. Houston has played great. You got Fred, Dylan Brooks. You got Sengun and Jalen Green and all those. You got all those boys out there that's trying to make a name for himself in the H-Town. That's exactly what it is. Steven Adams may have a lot to say tonight, have a lot to play for tonight as well. Houston and Golden State. I think that the upcoming Rockets may win this game, but if I know Steph Curry is going to put on a show, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And we see that whoever wins that game goes up against OKC. It doesn't get any better. It gets tougher, especially for a guy like Steph. Steph knows how to play in situations like this. Him and Draymond, they've been around long enough to know how to survive these type of tests. Can they do it again? Can Steve Kerr win not a gold medal? He's already won that. But can he win a NBA Cup? Can it come out the West for the second time? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. Milwaukee. Who's Milwaukee going to play? Can Milwaukee withstand Atlanta or New York to get to the finals in this cup? Who knows? We'll find out. Cup's going to be on all weekend, starting Friday. Saturday night, while WWE is having a live Saturday night's main events, you're going to see, you're going to see also, ladies and gentlemen, not WWE, as well as AEW Collision. You're going to see the NBA. The NBA is going to be on Saturday night. The cup game, the final game is going to be Saturday night. So we'll see who wins that. See who's going to be playing for it. Going to be one of these teams. We'll find all that out tonight, Friday, and Saturday in Las Vegas. Everybody's going to Vegas to go play. A great place to play. We'll see. Also, there's been news about Jimmy Butler wants out of Miami. The reason why he wants out because he thinks they can't win. He's been to the finals twice and came up short both times. Once to LeBron James and the Lakers and AD. And he lost also to Joker and Jamal Murray a few years ago. So, Jimmy's played with Philly. He's played in Minnesota. He's played for Chicago. And now he wants out again. Where is he going to go? If I'm Pat Riley, I'm not sending him to no team in the Eastern Conference. If I'm Pat Riley, I'm not sending him to the Lakers. The Lakers could use him. But are you going to take D'Lo back for him? You probably not. But if you want to do that, I don't want him to come to the Lakers. I don't want him to come to the Lakers. Can he play with AD? Of course he can. Can he play with LeBron? Of course he can. But how would he's going to be the third option on that team, on a Lakers team. Now, I will say this. LeBron could defer so Jimmy does get all the credit. Here's what's happening right now. LeBron James is still scoring 37 points a game. There's no way that a 40-year-old man should be scoring 37 points, 35, 39 points like that when AD is only, and I know he's hurt, he's kind of injured or whatever. But come on, man. I need more out of AD, man. That's just the whole bottom line of I need more out of him, man. I need AD to do what he need to do to get this job, get this thing together, get this thing right. You know. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Jimmy Butler. But if I'm Jimmy Butler, Golden State could use him. Does that help them win a championship? It could possibly help win a championship, but it could also possibly cause a disruption because you don't need two floor leaders like Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. You don't need that. Does he go back to Minnesota and play with Ant-Man? He could. But who are you coming off of? DiVincenzo's going to be one of the guys you're going to come off of. You're going to have to figure that out. Does he fit? Could he fit with Wemby? Yes, he could. Him and Chris Paul. Absolutely. He could fit with the Clippers. Yes, he could. Norman Powell's probably going to end up being traded. But yes, I'm just saying these are spots where Jimmy could go if he gets traded to the West. Does he want to go to New Orleans? I don't know. They're trying to get off of BI. They're trying to trade BI because they don't want BI out there. So we'll see what happens in this ordeal. We'll see what happens in this ordeal right here with Jimmy Butler. Congratulations to Bronny. Bronny had like 19 points or 16 points, one of them in one of his D-League games. Keep playing, young fella. Go down there and get your game up, man. So when you come back to the NBA, you're ready. Don't let nobody distract you from doing what you need to do that's better. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. And that's just that with that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me switch up right quick and talk about wrestling. Saturday night's main events, WWE will bring back the old Saturday night main events this coming Saturday on the 14th on NBC as well as Peacock. I didn't watch too much of NXT last night. I know that Oba Family will be going up against Trick Williams. I know that. And I also know that Julia will be going up against Roxanne Perez in a rematch from the first NXT that came on C-Dub. It'll be interesting to see what happens in those matches as well. Let me go back to Saturday night's main events. Anyway, Saturday night's main event is starting to become a stacked card this coming Saturday, NBC. WWE has decided that they're going to put on more Saturday Night Main Event shows starting in 2025. I think they're going to do one before the Royal Rumble as well. I think they're going to do one. Of course, they're probably going to do one before WrestleMania. It's interesting to see with the new move of Raw at the end of the month going to Netflix. There's a lot of guys that are going to be on there. They're trading a lot of people. They're going to be having a trade from Raw to SmackDown, NXT as well. You're going to see some NXT wrestlers probably going to go to the main roster. You're probably going to see some main roster guys and gals go to NXT. It's going to be interesting. They're going to start a new fresh wave of superstars. I think Roman Reigns and the Bloodline are probably going to be on Raw now. I think Gunther probably is going to be traded to SmackDown. I think Cody's going to be traded to Raw. I think you probably are going to see Braun Breaker go to SmackDown, and I think you're probably going to see Shinsuke or LA Knight go to Raw. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, but Saturday Night Main Event is going to be great. Kevin Owens is going to challenge Cody Rhodes for the title. You're going to see a triple threat for the World Heavyweight title between Gunther, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor. I think Gunther is probably going to end up winning that match. I think the storyline between Finn and Damian Priest is going to have to be put to rest, and I think they're going to have a one-on-one match for that. I think you're probably going to see Gunther and CM Punk. From what I've heard Seth Rollins is going to fight CM Punk on the first Raw on Netflix. And yes, that's going to be a great match, but what's going to happen when WrestleMania comes around? Are they going to still have that same match at WrestleMania or not? Who knows? Netflix is bringing in a lot of attention, and we're going to see a lot of new styles going on Netflix with the return of both Rock and John Cena. With that also being said, they're gonna be a new champion that's going to be crowned at Saturday night's main event, the first ever women's United States champion. And I've been talking about this for like a year, and I said this. I said that they need to make more new mid-card titles for the women, and that's exactly what they're doing. In a few weeks, you're going to have a new Intercontinental Women's Champion. But this Saturday, you're going to have a new and the first ever Women's United States Champion. Does Tiffany Stratton wins that? Who knows? Bayley could possibly win this, or it could be Chelsea Green could win this. Who knows? I mean, if I'm the bookers of WWE, I give people what they want. They are looking at the sympathy heel / babyface, and that is Chelsea Green. Although Bayley could fit the bill as the mid-card champion of United States Women's Champion. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. On Friday Night SmackDown, you're going to see the two participants that are going to fight for the title in Long Island, New York, for Saturday night's main event. Also, Sami Zayn against Drew McIntyre. I think this is going to be a squash situation. I think that Drew McIntyre is going to annihilate Sami Zayn. I think his next chapter is to probably go back up against the Bloodline. I think you have Roman against Drew McIntyre again. Could possibly be the situation. So it's interesting to see what that does as well. Those are some of the matches that are going to take place at Saturday night's main event. It's going to be a nice little card. I think it's going to be 2 hours. I don't think it's going to be 3. It could be 3, but I think it's going to be only 2 hours. The old school Saturday night main event, back at it again. I remember I used to watch it when I was younger. It would come on right after the news. And before, sometimes Saturday Night Live would be canceled, or sometimes Saturday Night Live would come on after it. You know, back in the day when Hogan and Macho Man and all those boys, those great wrestlers were on television making it. Saturday Night Main Event is one of the greatest shows to ever watch on TV. It was great. It was great for business because it was just it was always a preview to the pay-per-view, what they were going to do at the pay-per-view and things like that. So Saturday Night Main Event comes on this Friday. Saturday, excuse me. The NBA Cup Finals will come on this Saturday. AEW Collision comes on this Saturday. So you've got a lot of things to watch Saturday. College basketball as well is going to be on Saturday. And by the way, before I close, let me congratulate the Golden State Valkyrie. The WNBA women's team has a roster. The only people I know on that team is Monique Billings. She's a baller. Every time they have an expansion team, they have to take players off each team and put on to make a roster. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Congratulations to the Golden State Valkyries for getting their roster and getting their team together to play next year. Toronto will have their team as well in the WNBA. I think Boston needs a women's WNBA team. I think that New Orleans needs a WNBA team as well. They need to expand more of the WNBA. I think they will as the years go on and on with the television contracts starting to become bigger. They're going to be able to make a little more money and pay these women here in the United States, man. Stop nickel and diming these women, man. These women deserve to make millions of dollars just as well as the guys. Come on, man. I know that the guys are more out there, more global than the WNBA. But these girls sacrifice as well, and they put their bodies on the line and put their bodies on the court and leave it all on the court. You could at least give these girls a little bit more money, man. You know what I'm saying? Sign these girls give these girls $1 million contract. If you give them $1 million, they won't be begging. They're not begging, but they won't be complaining and talking about why you guys are not giving them no money. Give it to them. Give them what they want. That's all I'm saying. Give them what they want. And they'll be happy. Straight up. Just straight up, man. Give them what they want. It's just that. It's simple. Just do it. Do it like Nike. And on that note, man, I'm just here to tell y'all, thank y'all for listening. Sorry for the delays earlier. God bless you. God keep you. I'm out. Peace and love. Be back on tomorrow. Enjoy your day.